So I woke up this morning. This is the day after the kids' yoga conference. And I just had so many thoughts and feelings because the way it ended on a big note. When I had walked in to get my lunch into the ballroom, I noticed they were talking about keeping it secular and that was respectful for everyone. And in schools, we have to do it this way. Now, I only heard a very, very little bit, but I could tell that in the room, there was a charged energy. There were some people who felt, yes, this is how we have to do it. There were some people who felt like, no, this isn't yoga. And then our panel spoke, and our panel was made up of Sonia Sumar, Krishna Kaur, and myself. And we've all been part of this for so long that we all actually had the blessed opportunity to work with spiritual teachers. Krishna Kaur and I with Yogi Bhajan, and Sonia Sumar with her teacher, Swami Satchidananda. So we've known yoga since it was most definitely spiritual. One of the things that my teacher, Yogi Bhajan, used to always say was, there's a way through every block. And that's the same exact thing that applies here in this situation where we're talking about bringing yoga into schools. I feel like the very first thing we need to address is, why should children do yoga? And I know that when we talk about it with administrators, when we talk about it with people who work with children and want to keep them, let's say, they want to keep them corralled. I'm just gonna say it. They want to keep them corralled because they have a certain aim in mind that has to do with their own agenda. Then of course they want to know that yoga helps children to calm down and be focused, and it does. It definitely does do that. But the true purpose of children's yoga is really to let them be children, to let them feel who they are, to let them be the joy that they truly are. They come in joy, they come in light, they come in with their guidance. That is the true meaning of yoga for children. And if we want to bring it into schools, it has to have that quality, or it's not going to be yoga and it's not going to be effective, no matter how much they calm down and be so-called mindful. If we want them to be mindful of themselves from the inside out, then they also have to be aware. If we want them to be mindful so that they can learn and study, then it's our own agenda. And yes, they can learn to do that, but being mindful also means they know how to be themselves. They know how to be self-aware. They know how to be self-adjusting. They can feel it from the inside out. And that's where we need to be when we're teaching, because we are the yoga that we bring to our children. We aren't bringing them asanas. We aren't bringing them practices. We're bringing them an example of a person of joy, of connection, of knowing who we are. So back to the panel of yesterday. The panel that I was on was after the panel that I just described to you. And when we got up, all three of us had our own perspectives, but all of us really had the same things to say, which was just exactly what I was saying, but each in our own unique ways, which was really so cool and so fun. And this is what I mean. When you get in the flow, you can feel it. You know what it is. You know what to do with the children. So to me, the way through the block is have your tools, have your connection, have your practice. That's really important. Tune in, either with the kids, or if you can't use mantra in school, then tune in yourself. I asked Yogi Bhajan, what should I do? I can't do Om Namo Gurudev Namo in the schools. And he said, can they just hear you say it? And I said, well, they're afraid of it. They don't understand that it's really a sound vibration that tunes you into yourself, which is exactly what tuning in is. It's a sound vibration that tunes you into yourself. It's not religious. It doesn't come from a religion. It's a sound vibration that comes from Sanskrit, which is an ancient spiritual language, or an ancient wisdom language, the same way as Tibetan or something else is. So just keep in mind that if it's fear-based and you're worried about something, that's where you have to start. You have to deal with your fear, because Yoga is about mind, body, spirit, the integrity of who we truly are. And let's just say it. Let's get over it. We are spiritual beings. We are here. We have all these amazing connections energetically to ourselves, to each other, to the whole universe. It's not religious. It is a beautiful life of spirit, mind, body, all being one. And that's truly who we are. So just to get back to what I'm saying, you take the tools, you do your practice, you tune in, whether you tune in yourself or you tune in with the kids, then you come to the children and you bring that energy, you bring that connection, you sit with them. If you're not chanting with them, then you do 3 deep breaths, you stay centered, you see the centeredness in them, and then you begin to teach what you're there to teach without fear, without concern, without anxiety and worry. Teach what you're there to teach. And always, always see the beauty in the children, see the light in them. This is what I wanted to say in the panel, but we each had like 2 minutes and, something came out, but it wasn't all what I wanted to say. And this isn't even all. In Radiant Child Yoga, this is our big focus. We spend the 30-hour course, then we spend the 95-hour course and the 200-hour course exploring ourselves and exploring our relationship to who we truly are, and then bringing that to whatever and wherever we go, whether it's children or adults. So this makes me feel better that I got a chance to express a little bit more of what I truly feel about all of this. It is possible to bring it into schools, keep the spirit of it there, keep the connection to the higher consciousness, because that's who we are, not because it's something extraneous. It is who we are, and I think it's just time for us to grow up and get over the way we feel about walking on eggshells when we go into different environments. Be it, bring what you have to bring, and then let it flow and see it in everyone. That's the real thing. See it in them. And don't worry. Be happy.